Hello, my dear friends. Here I am again, very happy to bring you a little book about someone I admire, and it's someone we never forget. I'm João. Thank you to see this video until the end and coming to my channel. And I'm going to talk about Kurt Cobain. Okay, I really like him. I like his music, but most of all I like his character and his personality, and I feel very sorry and unhappy for him has committed suicide. I saw a lot of videos and informations on the internet about him, about his life, and as me and a lot of persons have a huge fascination, admiration for this charismatic figure because he was unique. He died young is something always we get very curious, and it's very mysterious why someone so young died. And a lot of persons have this curiosity and admiration for him, of course, but I wanted to know what was more about him, his personality, and I found a book. It's little pieces of what he was written during his life. He didn't make a diary, but anyways he wrote something about him that clarifies a lot his suffering and what was really Kurt Cobain. As I said, he is a charismatic figure. He was a very handsome man. He has beautiful eyes, but most of all, he was a pure, a clean person. I know you think clean, he was on drugs. Yes, it is true. He was addicted on heroin, but he was a very clean and pure and good person. And that's what I felt reading reading this little book. It's this is a version in Portuguese, but you will find on the internet what he has written by the name. I don't know, is the same title, is I Hate Myself and I Wanna Die. It was one of these songs. This version is made by João Lisboa, okay, and it has the little pieces he has written, and after that we have the friends talking about him, how they miss him. One of the things I found out about Kurt Cobain is one of the things I really appreciate. He was in favor of women. He was against males. He was against violence. He was against rape. He said a reasonable, wise man can't be a man, must be a woman. He said never met Courtney, he would be bisexual. I think, in my opinion, it was not like being attracted to men. I think he was not. I think he has the sensibility, has the was the soul was more deep. It was more, in this case, like a woman than a man. Most of men are rude, have not much sensibility, they don't care, they are selfish. And they think is nothing bad with men. The problem is they became melee. They want the power and oppress women. He saw that in Aberdeen. Aberdeen now has a big plaque, a big in the beginning of the city, with a sentence of him, of his song, came as you are. But Aberdeen was not good for him. It was not. People there only cut trees and drink and go to bed, to fuck with each other, with the husband, or never mind. So it was a poor, very not smart environment, and he felt that he does not adjust. He didn't feel Aberdeen like it was his town. The divorce of his parents, as you know, give him sorrow, and I think the roots of these problems was on debt. That the real problem became because until 7 years old he was very happy. You can see on the internet little clips of him baby or a child. Then after that he felt very unhappy. His father was not very good on expression emotions, not very a very sweet person. His mother was better, but not a very good relations, however, but he was a trouble boy. He was with parents, with uncles, a lot of places. So it was a problem for his parents, and sometimes they put you away from the house. That's why he start in the music, because they give you a guitar, but also found some persons that was in the middle of the music, and also it was then that he starts taking pills, and start getting to the world of drugs. He has a problems of stomach. He never knew why, but and he often says that it was because that he got in heroin. I think it was an excuse, because I think the dealers that for me are potential murderers, because they give something that is dangerous to the other persons, give him to try, give a try just to see. Then they after some time it starts an addiction. In the book he says, I spent a lot of dollars in one shot and I didn't feel anything. Other thing that he didn't like, he didn't enjoy, was the public. Some of them was not very clever, very good, and he got anger. Had a lot of anger inside of him. When he saw someone stupid or didn't know what they were doing, he start crashing things, and put all the anger outside. He had very nice ideas that you won't find on internet. I'm going to tell you. He liked the punk echo, because he talks about artistic independences, expressive liberty, spontaneous. Uh, Also not very good on the side of techniques, but a way of transmit information without not so much technology. Other thing is, like I said, he was against males and the way they treat women, and he said in Aberdeen and also in Seattle they refer to women like horse, not with respect. They always see women inferior. It was made some premonition, very interesting. Nobody knows, but he said the world will be virtual. The machines will guarantee virtual parties. The relations between people will be virtual. The sentimentals, the feelings will be virtuals. Will be machines for virtual reality that will make high virtual persons, and will have overdose of virtual reality. This is amazing. This is really true. This is will happen in the future. it happens a bit now, but will happen later. Yuval Noah Harari, he said about the ships, and we will become not exactly human, organic. We will have things, and we'll accept and we'll deal with virtual reality. I can make this connection. This is incredible, and I agree with him. Um, he Nobody talks in the internet that why he gave the name Francis to his daughter. The name Francis, he talks in the books about an actress. The name was Frances Farmer, that for him what happened to her was a threat to him. The power has manners very slow and very subtle and terrible to close mouth expression who criticize, and one of these powers is putting in a psychiatric hospital. The not very accepted Frances Farmer was taken away from society, making her pass, making her believe she was completely crazy, then humiliate her with the violence in the madhouse, and in the end the lobotomy. As you know, it was a Portuguese that put that infame, that horrible procedure in the hospitals. Gladly, this is over now. And when I read the violence critics criticizing against me and Courtney by the moralist press that looks to make us two mad persons, I don't stand myself. I can I start to believe with terror that will be the next step. So he was always afraid someone put him in the hospital, psychiatric hospital, because he was different. He was not a person like the others. He was a pure person, a wonderful person with a great character. In the middle, he started 2 years before he died. He started to end Nirvana. Nirvana was nothing a name because India. It was a lot of names they choose, and then they end with Nirvana because they saw it was the best name. So it's a little bit different than saying the internet, and he says in the book. So, because he didn't like the public, he didn't like to sing in the open air, because some of the public didn't know what were doing, was some smackheads, some stupids, and he has no patience to that person and start to crash everything, the guitars and stuff like that. The other thing that people don't know is the huge success of Ten Spirits has nothing to do with, as it says in the internet, that a girlfriend said he smells like Ten Spirits. Maybe he put that deodorant, because it was. Ten Spirit was something to put under the arms because of the smell. So what you want to say, be careful with bad breath from the mouth and the abuse of the deodorants. Okay, so it's very different. I think in this book, I think we don't see exactly why he commits suicide. He has a word very important. and that doesn't exist much nowadays, and it's empathy. And I think he felt that nobody was true empathic with him, and borning with his daughter Courtney maybe put him against the wall, leave drugs, because we have now children, and he escaped from rehab, and he was alone and committed suicide. Maybe. I think the conspiracy that he was homicide, I don't believe. I think he committed suicide because he didn't, as he was such a pure soul, he hasn't the way to defend, to protect his feelings on this cruel world. And he didn't have so much support from Courtney, neither the family. That's my opinion. But read the book, you will see a beautiful soul, very clear, very profound, almost a child. It's someone we don't find very easy. We don't find a person like him. It's not only the music, it's the person. His lyrics of the songs was very simple, like he was. But he was mostly a lonely heart. I'm very sorry that he committed suicide. I wish I could know him, and maybe we could be for chances friends. I think he would be a great friend. Kurt Cobain was a wonderful person, it's my opinion, by the books and by what I saw in the internet. But the world was too clear, and he had one moment of despair and loneliness, and committed suicide. The godfather of his daughter Frances is Michael Stipe from R.E.M., and Drew Barrymore was the good father. I don't know if I'm saying good, but is the ones to go to give the name when the baby is born. And in the end, he talks how much he miss him, and a bit angry, a bit like, why you did that? Why do you have to commit suicide? I miss you. And it's what I feel also. Unfortunately, he is not here. He was such a wonderful person and beautiful person outside and inside, and it's very sad. Anyways, try to find this little diary of Kurt Cobain, and if you like, as me, this guy, you will have a great idea, much better, of what he really was, but was the character and the man Kurt Cobain. Okay, this is the image, and I think in English we don't have this, because this is made by a Portuguese, João Lisboa, but I'm sure you will find in the internet what Kurt Cobain has written before he died, unfortunately. Kisses. See you next time.